Okay, so the project for this week is this really cool Lego box. I've got a son who's about 10 years old and he's getting into Technic Lego, has trouble finding stuff, and he said, "Hey Dad, want to build a Lego box for the Technic?" And that's pretty hard for a kid his age, and I thought I'd help him. I've got a CNC router that I've borrowed from a friend. I've got that because I'm trying to learn. I got my son to do most of this design because I'm trying to get him to learn Fusion 360 as well, so he can make stuff and 3D print stuff too. I'll throw a link to the tutorials in the description below. Now, a few things that I'm learning so far is that when you go to build stuff, you have to build in tolerances. And if we zoom in here, this little line is 9mm long, you can see here. And the rebate that it goes into is exactly 9mm as well. If I just manufactured this as is, this piece of wood would not fit into this piece of wood because of, the tolerances. So I originally started to try to build that into the design model and was having just a world of hurt doing that. And I've since found, if you use the manufacturing model, you can click create a manufacturing model. I've already got one of those, so I'm just going to edit it. That's this one. You can see the operations on the manufacturing model. I've got a heap of these edit features, which is basically moving certain faces by just small amounts to build in the tolerances that allow this box to actually fit together once it's made by the CNC router. And I found this technique to be really helpful to put that in the manufacturing phase, because it means you can go back to your design and you can make edits to your design, and they're really easy to make without those tolerances all built into them. The other thing in the manufacturing model is all of these moves. That allows me to pull the box apart and spread it out into different sections that will actually fit in the CNC router. Another really helpful trick. So if we finish that edit to the manufacturing model, you can see the setups here for the router. This first setup is a bit of MDF, about so big, with 3 operations, a pocket for some rebates, another pocket around the outside, and then a contour to actually cut out the shape. We took some time lapse and you can see my son and I building this fantastic Lego box. Last of the table saw, exporting some G code, and now setting up Mark III in the router. Setting up things like machine 0 and job 0 and clamping the job. And starting to route. This router doesn't have dust extraction, so standing there vacuuming up all the MDF dust, because that's not healthy stuff. When I get a CNC router of my own, I'll definitely invest in some good dust extraction, like something a little bit bigger with higher spindle speeds as well. Dan's sanding in the background there, ready to start gluing the thing together. Both doing a bit of sanding and now starting to glue. You can never have enough clamps in a workshop. I don't have enough clamps here, so we have to get some cast iron weights and put those in various places to help clamp together. This is the next day. Dan's popping out some tabs from the manufacturer and continuing to put it together. Here's some of the final glue up. The tolerances were pretty good in the end. Mostly just push fit. Sometimes they needed a little bit of a help from a hammer. But overall, I was really happy with how the thing all fit together. Dan's just doing the last of the glue up here. Last little divider pieces. We're going to make more of these. We'll make them stackable. A little bit of a helping hand, and Lego box is done.